Salam everyone and welcome back to Muslim Girl Diaries. Today I want to speak to you about something that we all think about, and that is hope. The heart of a believer is not meant to live in despair, even when life takes things away, even when plans fall apart, even when loss feels very personal. Now, Islam does not promise a life without pain. It promises a God who will never leave you alone in it. And there is a difference between feeling sadness and allowing sadness to define you. The believer's heart is built on trust, that nothing is taken without wisdom and nothing is lost without the possibility of rebuilding. So this episode is about learning how to let go without losing your faith, how to release what hurts without hardening the heart, and how to allow hope in God to carry us forward, no matter our age, our past, or our current situation. Because you always will have to remember that Islam never leaves the believer stuck in pain. The heart of a believer is not defined by what was taken away. It's actually defined by hope in God, in this life and in the next life that's coming. Hope is not denial. Hope is not pretending that things just didn't hurt. Don't take hope as spiritual bypassing. Hope is strength, and it's anchored in trust. The Holy Quran reminds us again and again that despair is not the language of faith, not because pain isn't real, but because God is real. See, life will always take things away from us. People, opportunities, health, plans that we were certain would last but didn't. And everybody goes through this. There's not one single person that does not have some sort of loss. And when something is taken away, the heart, naturally, it's going to grieve. Islam never tells you not to feel sadness. It just tells you not to live there. See, there is a difference between sadness and despair. Sadness passes through the heart, but despair, that settles in. And then despair whispers a very, very, very dangerous lie that what you lost was your only chance. It was your only happiness. That was your only future. But God tells us that no soul is given a burden without a way forward. So therefore, that not always the way that we imagined, but a way that still carries meaning. Now, one of the most profound teachings we're given is that hope itself is an act of worship. Because hope says, I might not see it yet, but I trust you. I also could say, maybe I don't understand the loss right now, but I believe you do. I've been emptied, but I know that you and only you can refill me. See, a believer's heart doesn't break permanently, it reshapes. And this is important to say that hope does not mean you get back the same thing, but it means that God gives you what will rebuild you. You have to understand that sometimes what leaves your life, it was just never meant to stay. And that was not a punishment, but it's protection, or you can think of it as redirection or even preparation. And then sometimes what's taken creates space for growth you didn't even know that you needed. The Holy Quran teaches us that God can bring life from what looks lifeless, from dry ground, from broken hearts, from places we thought were finished. This is why believers, we don't measure our lives by what we lost, but by what God continues to give. You have to understand that your age, it does not disqualify you from rebuilding. Your past does not disqualify you from hope. And your pain does not mean that you've been abandoned. See, hope doesn't ask, why did this happen to me? But hope asks, who can I become because of this? And that shift changes everything. There is a wisdom that teaches us that says the believer is never truly poor. Because as long as God is with them, nothing becomes irreparable. You may not have what you wanted. You may not have what you planned. You may also not have what you prayed for in the way that you expected. But if it left, just let it leave. Don't carry grief so tightly that it blocks what God is trying to grow next for you. The believer releases what they cannot change. Release it, let it go, and then hold tightly to the one who never changes. And believe me, that's not weakness, that's faith that gives you more willpower. May God fill our hearts with hope that steadies us, trust that will always, always rebuild us, and certainty that nothing was ever outside of His mercy. And trust and believe that God always sees you, He loves you. No matter what the situation may be, no matter what pressures you may be under, He will always be there for you and with you. Thank you for listening.